How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. Today I'm going to be doing a pros and cons, worth it or waste, on the new Bose Soundlink Mini 2. Now this is Bose's second installment of their Soundlink Mini series. Very popular last year. I think it was our highest rated Bluetooth speaker that we reviewed, and so we're here to see how good the predecessor is, to see if they actually stepped it up or if they just put the same product out and just changed the color. So let's jump right in and let's talk about it. So Bose Soundlink Mini 2. Let me give you my first couple things I like, I didn't like. I'm gonna give you a couple of things and then I'm gonna play some music so you can actually hear it. And then we'll go into some cons and then we'll kind of wrap it up right there. So first pro is that hair lighter than the original model. That was definitely one of my cons of the original one, is that it was a really heavy speaker. So they did manage to slightly scale back the weight so it's not as heavy as before. Second pro is that now it actually comes in multiple colors. So this is actually the carbon version right here, which is more of a darker,
battery, 100%.
There it is, more of a darker, kind of a titanium sort of look, and I like it. I think it looks a little bit better than the original. The original was more of like a silver. So it comes in carbon and pearl now. And I love how they always give it some type of funky name, pearl, you know. Just to show you, this was the original color right here, and it still does come in this color. But like the new one, the pearl one it's light all the way. So it's like pearl down here and here. So just so you can kind of see how they changed it. Next thing is going to be battery life, still around 10 hours, which is pretty standard for Bluetooth speaker. In fact, the average Bluetooth speaker gets about 8 hours, so the fact that this gets 10 is really good. You get just a hair more than what you get on most other speakers out there. They have added a new feature called voice prompt, and with this feature it actually allows you to pair it, but it kind of walks you through the pairing process. So just let me see. So I'm gonna turn it off. In fact, I can just take it off the charging dock and it'll tell you, see, it just did a few minutes ago. It basically kind of announces like where the battery is at in terms of percentage. When I was pairing it, it actually gives you an option to switch the language. So if you need to pair it in Spanish or the language, it'll actually walk you through it in that different language. And it even tells you what to do. So when I paired my phone, it actually said, hey, go to your Bluetooth and select Bose Soundlink Mini. So that was kind of cool. You know, it's not a huge feature, but for someone, if you're looking for a nice speaker and this is your first one, you've never paired one, this would be a great unit to get because it does walk you through that process. So it just kind of makes things a little bit simpler for you. In terms of price, so what they did was they basically moved this down to the price point where the Bose Soundlink 1 was, and now the Soundlink 1 is $159. So I love that they didn't raise the price anymore. They're giving you, giving it to you now for the same price. So if you wouldn't bought one today, you would get, $200 and you would have this. So that's really awesome. Charging cradle, this is really cool. Not too many speakers are doing something like this, which is really cool because one, it's a nice, nice to be able to just dock it, but also you're able to play the speaker while it's charging. And I have a couple of other Bluetooth speakers where you can't play it when it's charging, and it's really irritating. So this is one of the things I really like about it, is that, hey, if your battery is low, hey, just plug it up, put it on the dock. It will continue to play while it charges and you won't have any break in the action. So cool pro there, and it's kind of a classy look too, so I kind of like that as well. So they have made a change. So if you had the Bose Soundlink 1 and you're gonna upgrade, so that charger will not work now. The charger is slightly smaller. Actually, it only charges now via micro USB. So before there was like a big round port that plugged in. So they just changed everything. So now it's micro USB, which is great for you because for those of you that have Android phones, that means that your phone charger will also charge your speaker as well. So I love that. I think it's just so much easier when you just have one charger for everything versus I got to carry 3 or 4 different ones. No shade to iPhone people, it's all good, but like if you bought this, you'd have to carry your iPhone charger and the charger for this, whereas Android folks, one charger will charge everything. So definitely a cool little feature there, just again convenience wise. You can also use the USB port to plug it into your computer to do updates. So as the compatibilities with Bluetooth change, you can plug it into the computer and they can push out an update so your speaker will stay up to date and it will make sure it works on all your devices. So this is really great, especially if you buy the speaker and you keep it for a couple of years. As they make changes to Bluetooth, you'll just be able to plug it in and do the updates versus, you know, oh, mine doesn't do that now. You know, kind of an irritating thing. So let's play some music and let's see how it sounds.
Slow down.
And it unpaired.
Battery 30%. Connected to Galaxy Note 5.
So really cool, right? That's just an example of the voice prompt. So you turn it on, it tells you what your battery percentage is at, and it also tells you what device it's paired to. So that's also really convenient because, again, you might have it paired to an iPad and multiple phones in the house, and you're wondering why it won't play from your phone. So now it actually tells you what device it is paired to as well. So I love that. I think that's just a nice, cool little added feature.
Don't play the game, don't play the game.
So
I remember way back,
great
pencil and
bass.
paper. I remember way back, pencil and the paper. Check this and know when you go out on a date.
It's only at about 60% as well. So I'm gonna crank it up, try to get to the top volume.
Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to have a man that's doing it all right and looking up
About
for his
85%.
wife. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to have a girl on that 31 status, moving up in the world. The only thing
Top
wrong is
volume.
we don't wait on it. Instead of planning for the future, we live for the moment. Yeah, I know we wanna get up in it, girl, but don't gamble your life, girl.
So right off the bat, and every time I hear a Bose speaker, one thing always jumps out at me, and that's the bass. How awesome. Like, you can crank it to the top volume, and you can't do this with a lot of the other mainstream speakers. For example, the Beats Pill, if you crank it to top volume, it will distort like crazy. So the fact that this speaker allows you to crank to top volume, maintain the bass, and the clarity is crystal clear, there's no drop off, is incredible. Also, given the fact that I purposely chose a heavy bass song because most songs don't even have that much bass, which means that it's going to sound even better at that top volume, whereas a lot of the other speakers, once you crank it to the top, the bass starts to really rumble and it drowns out the music. So the sound quality is totally on par. It really reminds me of the last year's model. Again, just great sound quality. This by far, I always, you know, and I have to say it again,
30%.
you know, I think they're the best. They're the best in the market right now. For $199, this is a really incredible price. Oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention is that now they've added the new feature, which is called dual pairing, basically, which allows you to pair two devices to the speaker at the same time. So for example, you could pair your phone and your tablet at the same time, and now you don't have to turn off Bluetooth on one device in order to play it on the other. It will recognize both and allow you to just play. So literally you could pause one device and then hit play on the other, and it would just jump back and forth like that. So that's a really awesome new thing they've added. Love that feature. I wish more devices had that, because usually you have to, again, turn off Bluetooth on one to turn on the other and sync it. And so now it just kind of seamlessly works being paired with two devices at the same time. So definitely really awesome. Let's jump to cons really quick. And I don't have too many. One of the cons is that although it is a hair lighter than the last year's model, it's still a really heavy speaker. On their website, they say, oh, you know, so you can just toss it in the bag and take it with you. But like it's got some weight on it. So, you know, it just in terms of convenience, I just wish it was just a little bit lighter, and maybe you can't have both. You know, in terms of to really get that bass, I'm sure they have to throw a couple of extra speakers in there to make sure it can handle that sound quality. So, you know, it's one of those things where if you want a light speaker, you get the Pill, but it's going to distort like crazy if you're playing bass or you're cranking up to top volume. So that's a con there. Another con, this totally isn't for everybody, but because of the simplicity, I feel like they haven't added enough to it. Like, I want some more fun features. I want NFC, so pairing is even easier. Like with NFC, you just tap your phone next to it and it pairs. You know, like I want to see things like that. I'd love to see a clock just to be able to see what the time is. You know, And man, like, to throw out a Hail Mary, I just found this Bluetooth speaker that actually has the time. It actually has a AM FM radio on it, which is insane. I think, like, if they would add that darn feature, that these would just be so complete. Because if you think about it, like, we don't carry portable radios anymore. The only time you ever listen to the radio is in the car. So, you know, like, I want to see more fun stuff like that. It does still have the auxiliary port.
30%.
So if you have an iPod or MP3 player, you're still working off of that, it will still work. You don't have to worry about it not pairing because it's not Bluetooth. But, you know, like, overall, the question is pros and cons, worth it or waste, and I would definitely say this is still a worth it buy right here. It's a great price because it did move right into the price point of the old one, so $199. I like the upgraded look. It looks a lot better. I'm not a big fan of, so if you wanted to, like, customize it in terms of colors, you have to buy these special gels that go around it. There's like 4 different colors. I like it and I don't like it. You know, like, that's one thing about Beats that I do like, is that, you know, all their speakers, you know, come in different colors and they're very fashionable. I feel like this doesn't make that same type of fashion statement because it's for a more elegant, a more grown-up type audience. You know, like, you don't see a lot of celebrities wearing Bose, or I guess more athletes more so, but it's an elegant look and I do like that. I wish I could customize it a little bit more, but they are making steps in terms of, you know, now it coming in multiple colors and things like that. So overall, this is a great buy. I think it's definitely worth it. I think you guys would enjoy it. The sound is just incredible and you can't get any better than Bose. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, favorite, and share the video if you did find it helpful. If you loved it, man, post it on your Facebook for me. Help me get the word out and kind of just, you know, share the wealth with my review. So thanks again for watching. You guys take care and have a good one.